And that's something that I had a problem with when I was like a child at like 10 and read The Hobbit, and then I went to read Lord of the Rings. I was like, what? What?
We're Bilbo.
Why is it?
We're
Who's
Bilbo.
this Frodo? Get out of here.
Hey, welcome to episode 197 of Front Seat Gamer. I'm Nick. I'm here with Blake.
Hey, Nick.
And James this week.
Yo.
It's been exactly 2 weeks since our last episode. Don't look it up. We start off every episode, and as we always have for 197 episodes, don't look it up, with questions.
Do we want to introduce James a little bit?
You've been on
before.
He's on every week. Nothing's different.
Yeah.
Nothing changes between episodes. We're very consistent.
Our poor gaslit listeners are going to be so confused.
The gaslight's been on the whole time. I don't know what you're talking about.
There's 100% a gas leak.
James, you're a senior artist at Grinding Games. Is that correct?
Yeah, I've been there for a little while now. So,
Yeah.
4 years.
You
Yeah.
did. You were the main environment artist on Settlers of
Yep.
Kalgur.
Yep. I got Francis and Anand to help me at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was getting a bit tight.
Yeah.
But-
Well, I mean, there was a lot. It was a lot for one person to handle, and you did a lot of it.
Yeah.
Have you done anything in PoE2?
Kingsmarch,
Kingsmarch. Is that
the main town in Act 4.
one that people know about yet?
It's on when they demoed a few things.
Cool.
Yeah, people
So
know
that's your
of
baby?
it, but it's not.
Yeah, it's my
Exciting.
Yeah, people know of it, but it's not in the beta yet.
Right.
No, yeah, but it's on YouTube and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's gotta be sweet.
Yeah.
You got seen a lot of comments about it.
More about the Settlers, like the PoE1,
Right.
Because I added some Easter eggs in there, which was
Nice.
quite fun.
Yeah.
And
Do you want to talk about?
which one?
I would say let's start with you. Your
Yeah,
Easter
yeah.
egg of you.
In the tavern, so I'll start again. I had a picture of me when I was little.
Yeah.
It was like my school photo from Henderson Valley Primary.
Uh-huh.
And Val got a hold of it, and he photoshopped me on some how do you explain it?
It's like some
royal
Renaissance style.
kind of child,
Yeah.
And but he put my
Nice.
head on it,
Mhm.
and I thought it was the greatest thing.
Yeah.
And so I painted it over it a little bit
Yeah.
so it wasn't copyright or anything,
Sure,
so made it my own. And then I put it in a little picture frame in Kingsmarch.
That's
and
awesome.
there's me in the little corner. But
Yeah.
it's kind of it's almost hard to see up close.
Yeah.
You can
Because the
see it in
game
the
angle is
frame.
very
Yeah,
hard,
that's what I mean.
yes.
Yeah, so if you do the zoom in, it's actually kind of harder to see it that way.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I remember when in PoE1, when Blake was putting together the Haunted Mansion.
Oh
and
yeah.
You started doing these sort of phased portrait tricks.
Yeah,
Was
yeah.
it one? I think I don't remember where the idea came from.
I think
What was it?
I think it was
I think it
you
might have been.
gave me the initial idea because I was
Right.
telling you about it,
Yeah.
and you were like, "Oh, it'd be cool if they changed," and I was like, "Yeah, that would be cool." And I thought about it, and it was like, was-
Going indoors, you could do it. Yeah.
yeah, it was a thing of I didn't know I wouldn't know how to do it because it would require some programming and stuff like that. But we ended up doing a thing.
It's how we hide roofs. and
Yeah, how
stuff.
we hide roofs. We just used the roof fade
Oh.
tech that we have to hide a
One
portrait.
layer.
Yeah, one layer of this portrait.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we did it and it worked perfectly straight away, and we didn't have to involve any other department. It was
Yep.
just like, boom.
Super easy.
Yeah.
Other than making all the pictures.
Yeah, other than making, but I really enjoyed making I really love making pictures in in game.
To add in there, yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's hard to see those pictures in game because of the angle.
Yes.
And
Right.
it was also hard to see the transition because generally by the time you got close enough to see the picture, it would transition.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But you could kind of catch the movement out of the corner of
Pe-
your eye. which I
people
like.
did catch it. There's been a few Reddit threads of people
Yes.
discovering it and being like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god!"
But that's also that's the way it should happen, right? Is you don't. Some
Yeah.
small portion of the player base actually notices.
There is a current Easter egg in PoE2 that I check on Reddit every once in a while to see if anyone's found, and they still haven't found it yet.
We will talk about that after the podcast because I don't want you to give it away.
I want
I
people
have-
to find it naturally.
Yeah.
I have a philosophy about this that we're going to talk about because
Yeah.
we're going to be talking about a different game that uses some of the philosophy to its advantage. But first, we answer questions every time. We always have and we always will. This is from Amongolin. They say, I've been a PC gamer my whole life since I was a kid and never really touched any consoles until recently, as we have one at work. This makes me wonder if Nintendo games are objectively really that great. For context, James, as you know, because you're always here, I talk about how when people were very upset that Nintendo games are more expensive in this generation.
Yeah.
But also now all of the games are now expensive in this generation.
So far.
Yeah.
GTA 6.
Oh, yes. And my justification, at least in the case of Nintendo games, is Nintendo games are generally very polished, generally very high quality, generally like great for the family.
Yep.
And so you're paying a premium for a game that you know is going to be good,
Yep.
is going to work, and is going to be like playable by a wide range of ages and enjoyable by a wide range.
It's like a Toyota.
But Toyotas are cheap. Toyotas are
true.
really cheap to maintain.
True.
But I guess in that sense, Nintendo, Nintendo hardware is not all that amazing. Toyota hardware
works.
is not all that amazing.
Yeah.
But it works.
It works, yeah.
And it lasts a long time.
Yeah.
Anyway, he says, sure, the fact that they are polished, have a lot of accessibility, the graphics to the theme make them fantastic for kids. However, isn't it mostly nostalgia for a majority of grown players? If someone interacts with Nintendo games for the first time in their 20s or 30s, will they really consider those games some of the best of all time, especially the old entries like many claim? I think it's very game dependent. I think that Mario 64, with the right control scheme, still holds up.
I
It
think
might
it
not
does.
be the greatest game of all time, but it's still going to be a really good platformer.
Yep.
I think that is true for Super Mario Sunshine. I think it's true for Mario Galaxy. Mario Galaxy is maybe one of the best platformers of all time. I think Mario Odyssey is absolutely in the running for one of the best platformers of all time. And these are 3D platformers. These are all of the same ilk, right? Zelda's, I think Ocarina of Time's design is still fantastic. I think most Zelda games would hold up pretty well, barring the Nintendo Entertainment System ones, which did age.
Yeah.
What was that? What was that adventure one with the famously bad animation?
Oh,
That wasn't made by Nintendo
Adventures of-
though.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. That was made by Panasonic.
What's the second Zelda game?
That was Zelda 2 Adventure of Link. And that was a sort of open world, overworld with side-scrolling.
Yeah, what's the one
Dungeons.
where you go and you gotta you start off in the house with and your uncle or something goes off to
Yeah, and there's a guy who says, I am error.
I think
yeah,
so.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's Zelda 2 Adventures.
Yeah, so I've played that one. That's the only one I've played, and I love the aesthetic and the look of it and the vibe, but I hated the controls.
Well, now hang on. We might be talking about two different games. When you say your uncle goes off, was that super?
You can get a
Was it-
shield,
was
you can
it-
get a boomerang.
Was it top down?
Yes,
Okay,
like
that
that's
was-
Pokemon kind of.
That was the Super Nintendo. That was Legend of Zelda.
A Link to the Past.
No, that was
No?
the Game Boy Advance one, but that's
Ah.
also a good one. But also, that's also top down. This was maybe it was a Link to the.
I don't know. I
No,
don't know
yeah,
if
it
there's
is a Link to the
other
Past.
one.
What I'm talking
Yeah.
about. I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Link's Awakening is the Game Boy one. Link to
Yeah.
the Past. You're
Yeah,
totally right.
That's the one. Yeah, I played that one.
Yes.
but I played that. I never played Nintendo games when I was little.
Yes.
We were also always PlayStation.
Yes.
We had a PlayStation. I was actually, I'll rephrase it. We were PC
Yeah.
because my dad was into music recording and all that stuff.
Yep.
And so we were PC, and then PlayStation came out, and we
Yeah.
got one, and then we were PlayStation for the rest of the
Right.
yeah.
I
but
think-
then I got my wife bought me on my birthday the Super Nintendo, the little mini one
Yeah.
with a bunch of games on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that was the first time I've ever played like those games properly.
Did that have like the original Zeldas on there?
Yep. It has the
So we
Link
have
to the Past.
Link to the Past.
Oh,
Yeah, and then it has like what's it called? Street Fighter.
Oh really?
Turbo or whatever.
Yeah, I think it has like Final Fantasy like 3 or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
6 in most countries.
Yeah.
I bought that little Nintendo for my niece and nephew and sister, like their family.
Yeah.
Apparently games are too hard for
Yeah,
them.
they are actually
Well,
hard.
yeah.
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 The old games are punishing.
Yeah.
They don't teach you a whole
But
lot.
it's all you had.
Yeah, and,
So you
and
had to get through
exactly,
it.
yeah. So I think those top-down Zeldas are maybe the ones that aged well. Okay, there's the side-scrolling one which aged very badly. I would say the top-down ones aged a bit. You might struggle to get into the controls.
Yeah.
especially because like there's a sort of lopsidedness to it. Because Link's left-handed, your attacks only kind of sort of
Oh,
come from
really?
they
Oh.
come from one side,
Huh.
and his shield
he is
only
left-
blocks the other side.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Interesting.
And so it might feel a little bit until you get used to it.
Yeah.
But I also think a lot of games of that era will feel bad, and then you'll play them for a while and you get used to them.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then suddenly it sort of clicks.
Yeah.
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 But I think like if you're looking at like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, the visuals have aged poorly. The gameplay is still broadly very good.
Mm.
You're gonna have some camera issues probably, especially if you're playing on like the Super Nintendo,
Yeah.
on the Nintendo 64 controller, or if you're playing on a version that isn't the Nintendo 64 controller,
Yeah.
where they've mapped the controls to something
Yeah,
that
yeah.
isn't that
Mm.
shape.
Mhm.
You're gonna have some weirdness, but like a lot of the design decisions are still really solid. But I think if you play like the Switch Zeldas, those are some of the best games ever made.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Like looking at, I've never played them, but like just looking, I'm like, okay, that's a good game. It's just I don't have
Yeah.
a Switch, so I don't play it. Yeah.
So I think someone saying like, are Nintendo games really that good? Yes, I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
especially within the generation that they come out, they are often like revolutionary.
yeah, yeah,
You'll see a Nintendo game come out, and then 2 or 3 years later, you'll see a bunch of games mimicking a lot of the
Yeah,
things that
yeah.
game introduced
Yeah.
and not doing it as well.
Yep.
Yeah, there were a few Breath of the Wild chasers.
Yeah,
I suppose.
Genshin, right?
Yeah.
Genshin
Yes.
Impact came
Yeah,
out,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that it's one of the most popular mobile games
Yeah.
of all time, and it
Yeah.
would not exist were it not for Zelda.
Mm.
I mean, if you look at what Mario 64 did to the 3D platformer,
Oh yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
completely changed the game.
Yeah.
Like before that, you had Croc,
yeah.
which had tank controls, and you had Crash Bandicoot, which was like
On rails.
Only-
It's on
kind of-
rails. Yeah,
only kind of 3D. It was like
Yeah.
2.5D.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know,
Yep.
man.
I
I think until you try it, you're not gonna understand.
In Mario 64 especially definitely was like a revolution at the time.
Yeah,
Like I became a like Nintendo 64 kid because of
Yep.
Mario 64.
Yeah.
And playing that at a friend's house and being like, what is this? You
Yeah,
can,
yeah.
You can run around. I just remember spending like ages running around the castle without even going in it and just jumping around.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just this, you
It's a
can run
playground.
anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Nintendo's really good at making playgrounds.
yeah,
basically.
and before that, my experience with platformers were like, Sonic and just standard Mario, like 2D scrollers.
But even the original Mario Brothers, that 2D scroller,
Yeah,
changed. Like so many clones came from that.
yeah,
That was
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
revolutionary in
Yeah.
itself.
I was
Donkey Kong.
I was a Sonic kid back in those days. I liked.
But you're a
Sonic.
Sonic.
I was a Sonic.
Gotta go fast.
Yep, gotta go fast. But on that point of like, is it just nostalgia? Well, like I never played any Zeldas, not even was it
of Time.
Ocarina of Time? Never even that.
Yeah.
But like I played when I started playing Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Oh my god, just a fantastic game, and I have no connection to any of the previous games at all.
Yeah.
And I've read about like, oh, this statue appeared in like this game, and
Yeah.
this is the same layout as this town from this game, and it's like I never knew any of that. I never registered. It didn't impact my enjoyment of the game at all.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was just a bloody good game.
Yep.
Well, that's the thing. I was like, the only thing stopping me from playing it is because I don't want to buy a Switch
Yeah.
because I got other things to buy.
They should be.
You know?
They should be. There should be a price drop now that the Switch 2 is out.
I think you
Yeah.
could just get the Switch 2 and then get the like high fidelity version.
Yeah.
Admittedly more expensive, but you know.
Yeah. You should. I mean, I've said this thing before, right? Like 5 exclusive games to a console is how I would justify buying a console,
Yes.
and they have to be exclusive, which basically means Xbox is out because you just completely because you just get it on
PC, yep.
PC. So yeah.
Or you just trick your parents into saying it's a DVD player.
Oh, yeah, tell them it's
Yeah.
Blu-ray.
Oh, it
player.
plays Blu-rays.
Yeah, it plays Blu-rays.
Yeah.
Be like, is that like a videotape?
If we're talking like games that like have impacted the medium, like Ocarina of Time introduced lock-on targeting.
Oh
It
yeah.
introduced like the auto jumping,
Yeah.
the auto sort of platformer kind of elements that some
Yeah.
games have mimicked. It had like revolutionary camera controls. It had like assigning inventory slots to specific buttons.
Oh, that's wow.
Yeah.
It had
So it's
like,
pretty ahead of its time.
Yeah.
It had open world
Yeah.
elements and like a horse that you could ride, and that became like a mainstay
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
lot of games,
Yep.
like a mount.
Yeah. Yeah.
that that game did a lot for the first time.
Yeah.
That
It's
has
amazing.
become standardized.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Well, I mean, like, I was really happy when I got that mini Nintendo.
Yeah.
Because I always wanted a Nintendo, but we never have one.
Never had one.
And so I had secondhand nostalgia almost, you know. It's like I never played these games, but I always
Yeah.
wanted to play them.
Ah, yeah,
so
yeah.
it's like, yeah.
So to answer your question, yes, so they really are some of the greatest games of all time. Some of them will have aged badly.
Yeah.
That's an inevitability. But I think like if you're playing Nintendo games of the current generation, they're going to be some of the best games.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Donkey Kong Bonanza just came out.
Yeah.
And Metacritic score is 90.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw them playing it at work on the big screen.
Oh, right.
It looks like so much fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to play it whenever.
You can, like, dig holes and stuff.
Almost everything is breakable.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
cool.
So,
cool.
like, do you remember Red Faction did?
Yeah, I was
this,
just going to say
right.
Red Faction. Yeah.
so
Yeah,
that's not
I spent
revolutionary.
hours on that game.
Yeah.
But this is in the same way that like Breath of the Wild introduced this idea of like, here's a bunch of puzzles, and however you want to solve them, just go about it.
Yeah.
And then Tears of the Kingdom took that to the next level. It's kind of like the same idea. Here's a bunch of platforming and collectibles. However you want to achieve it, go for it.
Yeah.
If
Which
you
I
wanna
really
do-
love that. That's why I like Baldur's Gate and Divinity.
Yes.
You're just so free to do what you
Yes.
want. Yeah.
So it's like here we buried a banana, like 6 stories underground,
Yeah.
and like there's like a cool path to get there. But if you just want to bash your way through the ground, you can totally do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. That, like, yeah, different problem solving.
Yeah.
It's such a
great.
good. Yeah. And remember, I think it was the first Deus Ex was
Yeah.
like heavy on that of like, at least that I never played it, but that's
Yes.
what I was constantly told is that you can approach problems from
Yes.
many different things.
Yeah.
And
Immersive
then,
Sims
Yeah.
are really good for that.
Is that like Hitman? Have you played Hitman?
I
oh yeah,
have not played
Hitman's
but
very much
they-
like that.
Okay,
yeah.
because I heard it's like that, but I've
Yeah.
never played it.
Yeah,
But-
Hitman's heaps like that. But I think setting up a game like that takes a lot of like planning
Oh yeah.
because it's so easy. So for that Deus Ex example,
Yeah.
when the sequel came out, those choices just boiled down to: do you go in guns blazing, or do you sneak and
Yeah.
find a vent?
Yeah.
You know, or do you hack a terminal?
Wait,
And
are you talking?
that's
Are you talking
kind
the
of
original Deus Ex?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying that when the
Like Deus
sequel
Ex
came
Human
out,
Revolution or
yeah,
whatever?
yeah, when that one came out,
Yeah.
people were expecting, oh yeah, this
Yeah.
like you could approach things from many
Yes.
different things, but it still just boiled down to go in guns blazing or sneak around and find a vent. There's
Yeah.
always a vent around a corner somewhere, and you can go
Yeah.
in and hack something, and then that's it.
It also kind of funneled. And this is a pet peeve of mine. It kind of stems from BioShock, but they have like do you do the violent route or the
Yeah.
non-violent route?
Yeah.
And those are two. It's a binary choice.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
if you kill anybody in the non-violent route, you're on the violent route, and you're gonna get a
Yeah.
different ending.
Yeah.
And like that's
yeah.
that's one way to do it, I
Yeah.
guess. But,
Yeah.
but it kind of removes all subtlety and kind of removes also player agency.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Where it becomes a case of I'm gonna try the non-violent route. I accidentally killed a guy. I guess I'm the violent route now. Now my choices don't
Yeah,
matter.
yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
gonna do whatever.
Mm.
The easy path of shooting everybody.
Yeah.
But immersive Sims, Sims. If you've played Prey, the 2017 version,
No,
not the
no.
2000.
You told me. You have mentioned it with
Yeah, that's.
It does sound
I
very
think
cool.
you'd enjoy a lot of the. Arcane is now closed, right? That studio, Arcane Studios.
Wait, are
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
What?
Yeah,
I think so.
Really?
Because they're part of Microsoft, right?
yeah. They and a bunch of
Because
others.
they made Dishonored, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and that was also a very like
Quite
approach
open-ended.
things.
Yes.
But it also did boil down to the
violent or not.
violent or not. But I mean, the violent path. Come on, it's so much fun.
Prey is a little more interesting in that you can become an alien or you can become not an alien, and,
Yeah.
and you can also kind of go halfway, and like there's degrees of variation, which is more interesting.
Mm.
But also that game and that game world and a lot of the stuff you do in that game is fantastic. Definitely worth playing.
We have talked about that before. How it was like publisher interference that made them change the name.
Yeah,
Because it wasn't-
Bethesda,
Yeah.
or I guess ZeniMax at the time. They were basically said, we own the rights to Prey,
Yeah.
so we're calling it Prey. And they're like, but it's got nothing to do
Yeah.
with Prey. And they're like, we don't care.
Yeah.
It's going to sell
Yeah.
more.
And to make it-
did the opposite.
Make it worse too. I'm sure a few years earlier there was a E3 trailer for a Prey 2.
I was working at IGN
Yeah.
in 2012 when a rep who used to work for IGN came to show off Prey 2,
Oh yeah.
and I saw it in person.
It
He was
looked-
playing it. It looked cool.
Yeah.
It had a vertical city,
Yeah.
and then it got canceled.
It's amazing. I was like, that was one of the trailers at E3 that was a standout. And like, oh my God, everyone was talking about it. And then a few years later, like, what happened to it? It's gone. And then this new Prey game comes out, and it's like, wait, is it connected to this? Like, or like it's just disconnected from two games, the original.
Yeah.
And it's disconnected from the Prey 2 that was shown.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a completely different game.
I guess as can happen, there may have been some requirement for them to keep the license that they use. The license.
Yes. Yeah.
So
yeah.
because it would have been coming up to a certain time.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
it's the Fantastic Four
Yes,
thing, where
the
they
Fantastic
make bad
Four,
Fantastic
yeah.
Four movies, because if they didn't, then they'd lose the license. I have a theory of something like that, where it's like we have to make a Prey game.
Yep.
We have to put something out called Prey this year.
I hate that. Like, I remember that Fantastic Four thing, especially that '90s one that never actually came out. Right? You know, the '90s Fantastic Four.
No.
So you know the two Fantastic Fours
sure.
that were in the 2000s.
Yeah.
Right. That weren't particularly great.
Yeah,
But there
not
was
very
one-
good for.
No, but then and then there was that other one that came out not too long ago.
Yeah.
There was one in the '90s that never came out. It was never.
They made it. They
They
never
made it
released
to keep the license.
Yeah.
The actors thought it was like a proper movie.
Yeah.
Everyone involved thought it was a proper movie except for the director and the studio. And when the movie was done, the actors were like, well, where's the promotion for this? There's no. So they took it upon themselves to start going around to conventions talking about it. They got a cease and desist from the studio, and then they realized this was literally just to keep the license. It was never actually
What a stupid business.
I know.
And you're just like, if you're doing that to keep a license, why are you not doing anything with the license? But you're so desperate to keep it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's a bit like when you're playing a drafting game, and there's a powerful card on the table that only harms you, but it really benefits another player.
Yeah,
You take it.
Yeah. Right, I'm just gonna keep it so nobody else can do anything with this.
Yep.
I'm not gonna do
Exactly.
anything with it.
Yes, it is the opportunity cost for them, and you're creating the cost basically. It's like, you don't get this, I get this.
So crazy.
We're a little sidetrack from that. We watched Ford versus Ferrari last night. Same shit.
Yeah.
Like, just big wigs interfering with, and it's the same thing. It's just someone has an idea, they want to put it forward so they look cool into the big boss. Yeah, it's the same premise.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on to the last question we have for today. This is from My Economics 101, and this is in reference to playing one game as a kid, no matter how hard it was. They said, I don't know how many times I tried and restarted Alone in the Dark 1992 before the internet. Never came across a guide in the magazine shopping. Never gotten far. I never played that one.
I never played that one, but I
either.
mean, I think we've all had that experience of like being a kid, and it's like, this is the one game we got for Christmas,
Yep.
Yeah.
and we'll just play it until.
I was with that with G Police. Do you remember that game?
No, what is that? G Police.
G Police, yeah.
I've never heard of that.
I've heard of it actually.
Yeah,
but
so it's
PlayStation 1?
Yeah, PlayStation 1, you're in a like a fly, it looks like a helicopter, but it's
Yeah.
hovercraft. The controls are insane until you get used to them. And I just got to this one part of the story. I just didn't know how to finish it.
Wow.
And I struggled on that thing for years.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think almost every single LucasArts era adventure game or Sierra
yeah, okay,
King's
yeah.
Quest
Oh my god. Yes.
almost any DOS or PC
Yeah.
game from
Yeah.
before 1994
Yeah.
is probably falls into this category. I think I mentioned previously on the podcast we had like a mech game where you could choose like it was like a bluish gorilla mech. There was like a yellowish scorpion mech or something like a red crab. I don't know. It looked awesome. The gameplay was cool. I think we beat maybe 2 levels. I don't know. I still to this day don't know how many levels there are.
Oh wow.
What was that on?
PC. There was also Conan the Cimmerian. This was Virgin, the airline.
Yeah.
Slash record store slash conglomerate. For a while was making games.
They were. I remember that logo on some games.
That's right. And one of them was called Conan the Cimmerian. It was a Conan game.
Wow. That's a big license at the time.
It actually was. This game was really cool.
Yeah.
You had a city. You could run around. You could pick locks. You could go into people's houses and
Holy.
rob them. You could kill just random dudes.
Whoa.
You'd get chased by guards. There's like a whole underground sewer area, and there was like a boss, which if you didn't know how to beat him, you just wouldn't beat him. He was like a mummified guy sitting on a throne. And you could walk in there. You could do whatever you wanted in that room.
Yeah.
But as soon as you tried to take a specific object, he would get up and he would wreck you.
Wow.
And he would be immune to damage unless he was on fire.
Oh my god.
And there was a bunch of flammable stuff on the ground.
Yeah.
So you had to like bring like a flint and steel, and you had
Wow.
to set the ground on fire, and then you could fight him and you kill him really easily. But if you didn't know the trick, you were literally never going to beat him.
Wow. That's so interesting. I was just watching a thing about Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
When like the development of it.
Yep.
And I didn't know this, but in the early days, because it went into the arcade in the early days, like none of the fatalities were kind of, just known anywhere, and it was just for people to discover.
Yeah.
And that whole thing of just discovery
Yes.
fueled this massive word of
Yeah.
mouth thing, And it's like what you're saying there about the mummy. It's like someone, you just discover that.
I'm pretty sure there was some, like, you could find lore somewhere that would, but, I would have been 4 years old.
Oh,
It would have been 8.
Yeah.
We were not big on reading.
No.
Okay, this actually ties into what we're going to talk about a little bit, which is the game you've been playing, James. What have you been playing?
At the right now or lately?
Yeah.
I've been Stardew.
Yeah, Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have also been playing something else though.
What have you been playing?
Sim racing, iRacing.
Oh, you're
know.
iRacer.
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
a mate that's into that.
Yeah. But that's a different whole.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, that's
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah. It's basically.
I don't like it.
Yeah, it's
Don't
real
bring it up
racing.
again.
It's real racing.
I don't understand this.
Yeah.
I don't like
angry.
it.
I'm so angry right now. No, this. I want to talk about Stardew Valley
Yeah.
because I've played. I'm like maybe halfway, give or take, through like the second year.
Yep.
So I have not played heaps of it.
Yep.
But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, but in actual hours played, that's probably like 50 hours.
Yeah.
Which is a lot.
Yeah.
But that is a game full of secrets and Easter eggs, hundreds of them.
Yeah.
And it ties into what I wanted to talk about, which is like the philosophy of putting secrets in your game and little Easter eggs in your game, little random events in your game. There's this idea I've been thinking about where you can put a 1 in 10,000 chance in like 100 different meaningless events, and you just kind of make it stand out to a player. And any given player may only see 1 or 2 of these events in their playthrough, but it will feel special and unique to them.
Yep.
And then they'll go online and they'll find out that they are one of the few chosen players who got to see these 2 things. But every other player has something like that, and it makes the game feel really, really special.
Yep.
And they can be really low cost as well.
Yep.
For example, a spooky guy hiding behind a tree. Like, it's just his head pokes out. You have a 1 in 10,000 chance when you walk through this area that you see a guy's head poke out from a tree and duck back in.
Well, it's like Krillson.
Like Krillson. Like the albino Roa.
Yep.
Like the special talisman that could drop in talisman. It did something special. Who knows? But that's the idea, is you put enough extremely high rarity random events that no individual is going to see all of them. They're not even going to see half or a quarter of them. They might see 1 of them. But when it happens to them, it's going to be extremely memorable. It's going to make it special. It's going to make it personal.
Yep.
That, I think, is a powerful tool in a game developer's toolkit.
Yep. I agree.
And Stardew Valley leans on this a lot in a good way.
Yep.
But in a way that if you are a completionist is going to frustrate you.
Oh, yeah, that would blow your mind.
Yeah.
Yep.
There are things in that game you will not realize until you do things the wrong way.
Yeah.
So, for example, melons. You
Yeah.
can plant melons in this game, and it takes like 28 days for a melon to grow, and then generally you're going to harvest the melon when it's ready. But if you make a 9x9 grid of melons, there's a very small chance when the 9x9 grid is all ripe, they'll become a super melon, like a 9x9 individual melon that breaks into like 30 melons.
Oh my god.
You're not going to know this unless you're doing things basically the wrong way.
Yeah.
Because generally, until you're quite late in the game, you can't water the thing in the middle of the grid,
Oh.
or you're not. I guess you can, but you have to manually water things if you're doing it that way. You can't use your sprinklers.
Yep.
And so you're not gonna, if you're playing sort of for minimal effort, you're not gonna be doing 3x3 grids of anything until pretty late.
Wow.
So they've put this thing in there for people who are doing it either the hard way or a very late game, and who are, for whatever reason, not harvesting things when they're ready. And then they have a small chance of getting this special thing for a specific, 5 out of the 300 things you can grow. Or whatever. That's cool.
Yeah.
There is like a bush that if you walk past it might rustle sometimes, but it's really rare. And then you can check it and like a guy will hop out. That's like these are very rare things.
Yeah.
And another one is you can get the most powerful sword like pretty early if you're lucky.
What?
Yeah. If you get a certain item, you take it to a certain area.
Yeah. Is this the prismatic gem?
Yeah.
Yes.
You just get the best sword. Like out of the gate.
It's not technically the best.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? It's like the base of the best weapon.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, I like that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Item drops, certain floors in the mine appearing.
Yeah.
Like there's just lots and lots of stuff that is chance based.
Yep.
And there's a luck mechanic that you don't even know about, and it won't explain it to you, and it's all hidden in game files. But there are things that hint at it. There's a channel that will sort of vaguely tell you what your luck is. Oh
yeah, the TV, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you go up to the TV, you check if your luck is good that day. If it is, if your luck is good, you can more likely to find certain things.
Yeah, but it also doesn't tell you what the luck does. And it has very specific interactions in the mine. It gives you a higher chance of going further down in the mine. It increases the odds of things dropping, that kind of thing. But like you don't know that. Nothing tells you that.
No.
And in fact, there's a whole secondary mine area where if your luck is bad, you're gonna have a really bad time.
Well, there's also that thing of if you build a game like that, you hope that enough players play it.
Yes.
So,
This is what this ties into what we were just talking about, which is like those games in 1992, Alone in the Dark. You don't have a guide, you can't get through it. That's no longer the case. Everybody playing a game, bar almost nobody, has access to the internet.
Yeah.
And games have communities where they discuss discoveries and hints and tips and tricks and speedruns, whatever else.
Yep.
And now modern games are designed with that in mind. They're designed for these like 1 in 10,000 events so that people will say, look what happened. It is viral marketing, but it is also like creating depth for low cost and creating a community of people who are invested and passionate and want to talk about these things and find it. I think that's really cool, and I think that that's part of modern game design is designing with a community in mind. However, don't bring up Elden Ring.
I actually didn't. I was going to bring up Blueprints. Because it's that in the late stage.
Oh yeah, everyone was talking about it in the office.
Yeah,
people were having discussions about it at the
about what they've discovered. And
Blueprints is a really interesting one because it's also a game where you want to avoid spoilers.
Yeah,
it's got so many cool reveals.
I think with Blueprints, you want a hint, a vague hint in the right direction.
I think it's a game where about 50 to 60% of the game you do by yourself, and then you start hitting points where it's like, actually, I need to try too many things.
Yeah.
I want to, I'm getting stuck, or I want to talk to somebody about this. And then there's like 20% of the game where you're kind of talking to your friends about it. And then the last 20% of the game is where you need to talk to about 100 people.
Yeah.
I think like trying to explain the type of tip that I was looking for was, you remember when I was trying to unlock the safes?
Yeah.
And there was that I unlocked a couple just by chance.
Yeah.
And I was trying to unlock the drawing room safe.
Yeah.
And I was asking people who had figured out all the safes.
Yeah.
Is the solution in the room?
Yeah.
And they were like, yes, it is.
Yeah.
And that is all I needed, because it meant that I didn't have to then look in another room and see a number and go, oh, is this that? Is this? And then it saved me from spiraling into, crazy
conspiracy
board.
Like
with the red string.
Yeah.
Well, Oh, yeah.
They have a book in the game that has a conspiracy board with a string that has solutions to a lot of those things. But you have to also know when you're looking at the solution how to interpret the solution.
Yeah.
It's a game where even the answer is a puzzle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that Stardew is a great example of a game where just putting in a bunch of small, virtually meaningless, random, high rarity events can create a lot of depth and unique feeling gameplay that builds a community of passionate players.
Yep.
It 100% reminds me, like, going back to that Mortal Kombat thing. I remember in the playground when I was a kid in Mortal Kombat.
They talk about babalities.
They're talking about that, and they were talking about things that literally didn't exist.
Yes.
Of like, if you did this thing, you can jump down here and access this thing. It didn't exist,
Yes.
but it was like in the in the ether of like
Pokemon.
Yes, Pokemon getting Mew, right?
Or getting Mew. Getting,
Obviously,
push the SSN out of the way.
The truck has to move out away from SSN, and then you can swim in the water, and there's a special item when you get Mew. Everyone knows this.
Yeah.
It never existed.
No, I remember starting a new game, getting to that point, and being like, this is it. Truck didn't move.
No, but here's the thing. I think in theory you can get swim or surf, and you can still surf in that area. I just don't think there's a screen that you can move on.
No, there's nothing. And but then there is things of like the missing no thing,
and
which was
there are
real
things. There are legitimate, and this is the magic of the rumor mill, right? Is if there are some Easter eggs, that
all Easter eggs are up for all theories are up for grabs.
Exactly. And there are legitimate ways to get Mew through bugs.
Yep.
Yes, I did see an image of Mew in my game, because when you got the missing no thing, it scrambled your Hall of Fame at the end. And I remember seeing Mew popped up as a Hall of Fame thing. And it was like, oh my God. And I left it on that screen for ages. Just trying to absorb into my eyeballs the image of it. Because I was like, this is
magical.
This is magical.
But
I wish I
like
had a phone camera back then.
We also talked about this recently, like how stuff like that travels. So me and Blake obviously went to different schools.
Yeah.
But we both knew about water rats.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What, water rats?
Yeah. So this is a big thing in New Zealand.
Okay, hang on. Now there's a TV show in Australia called Water Rats.
That's where it came from.
I don't think that's where it came from. I think they were playing off the known idea of water rats.
Was about like organized crime.
Yeah. But that's where the name, I think, kind of stuck with kids, and then they talked about
what the heck is water rats? Explain.
Water rats are rats that lived in the water.
Yeah. And so anytime you saw a puddle when you were a kid, you're like, don't go to there's water rats.
If there was like a boggy, because I lived around farms.
I went to a farm school.
Yeah, well, I went to a farm
school. Is this New Zealand's
as well.
version of drop bears?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
it probably is.
Water
but
rats.
it was for kids.
Probably our age at least.
Yeah,
anyway.
for kids it would be like if you're going to like a bit of a boggy area, it'd be like, watch out, there's water rats.
Blow your mind right now. There are water rats. They're called beavers.
In New Zealand,
I've never seen one.
But yeah, we thought of them as like beavers, but they were rats that specifically lived in water.
But the fact that our schools are a couple 400 kilometers away from each other, and we still had the same experience. Yeah,
I mean,
as well.
We all know about Marilyn Manson and his wife, right?
Yes, that's another one.
Yeah.
How did that get spread?
Yeah.
I remember being told that and was like, "Who is Marilyn Manson?"
I think that there is no more efficient information path than 10-year-olds.
Yeah.
10-year-olds and something that they think they shouldn't know will travel farther and faster than anything.
I watched a video recently on the the school S.
Oh yeah,
the
Superman S.
Nobody knows where it came from.
Yeah, I think I may have watched the same thing.
And it was just like trying to trace it. And it was like every country
shows
had
up in like monk.
Yes.
Manuscripts and stuff.
Yeah, and you're just
eliminated manuscripts.
And it's like nobody knows where it came from.
I didn't even know where I learned it. I
remember learning it in primary school. I remember seeing it and being like, "Wow, that's cool." And then someone showing me how to draw it.
It's interesting because it's one of those satisfying designs.
Yeah,
when you have like limited access to paper, you can draw it. You can draw it in the dirt. It's equal. Each line is equal length.
Yeah, anyone can draw it.
Like
it's such a good you follow a formula.
Yeah.
You do an illusion.
It's very like once you know the formula, it's
Once you can draw a cube, it's you connect the corners or whatever.
Yeah.
It feels a bit like a magic trick.
It does, because you just do some lines, and then you're like, well, what is this? And then a few more lines, and oh my god,
Yeah.
For a kid, you're just like, this is like following a formula. It's
I might show my son when I get home.
yeah,
How to do it.
yeah,
Yeah.
He hasn't seen it yet.
but yeah,
I mean, the legend must continue, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll tell him about the water rats.
The
Too.
Water
culture
rats.
must be passed down.
I don't know. I don't think water rats were a thing anymore.
Hank, tell me more about. Well, I completely overran you. Tell me about Stardew Valley. Why have you been playing it?
I wanted to make a game
Yep.
very similar, and it just popped in my head, and then that's why I was asking ChatGPT. I was like, hey, what are some of these games and I described what I wanted to make.
Yeah.
And I made a big list, and Stardew was at the top, and I was like, I remember Stardew, and I said I never got into it, and then I just started watching a bunch of videos on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this game is deep.
Yes.
Like it's a lot of
There's
stuff
a
in
lot
it.
of stuff.
Yeah. So and then one guy made it,
Yeah.
and I was like, he looked like I watched some interviews, seemed like a cool guy, and I was like, yeah,
Yes.
this sounds.
Eric
so I just
Baroni, right?
Yeah, and I just started playing it. Actually, I think where I saw it was what's that Asian comedian?
Which one?
Aaron Chen.
Nah, he's got a podcast with another guy who's ginger.
Is that the Australian guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good.
He's really funny. You're gonna have to be more specific.
Yeah, and it's anyway they have
Ronnie
a
Chang.
Nah, they have
Okay.
Oh no, I know. I don't know his name.
Yeah.
I don't know his name. He's an American guy.
Bobby Lee.
Bobby Lee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a massive fan.
Okay.
And that's when I started saw as well. I was like, oh, then he was on the podcast, and I listened to that. So yeah, that's kind of how I got into it. Yeah, but the thing is that I'm having a problem of not playing it as much as I want to because I could be working on my game.
Yeah.
It's like, so whenever I'm looking for like inspiration or something, I boot it up, play it for a little bit, and go, that's how they did this. And
Yeah.
grab what I want.
Right.
Yeah.
It's I really liked these sorts of games when I was younger, but even in my adulthood, I found myself hitting the same problem every time, which is I hit a point where my farm is growing, and it grows and grows and grows, and I'm producing more and more and more stuff, and then I'm spending essentially the whole day planting and or watering and or harvesting, and it's no fun. And now it's work.
Yep. So that's where I'm not doing. It's not actually farming now.
Yeah.
It's more about crafting and dungeon exploring and
Right.
stuff. Yeah.
Right.
So a bit more action than.
Yes,
Yeah.
I quite like the mine
Yeah.
element that Stardew Valley has. Harvest Moon had a mine,
Yep.
but there were no
Wait,
enemies.
it was based on Harvest Moon,
Yes.
wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes, Harvest Moon
Yeah.
was sort of the template
Yep.
that Stardew Valley had. Harvest Moon, you inherit your grandfather's farm, exactly the same as
Same
Stardew
thing,
Valley. You have a village of people who kind of treat you as an outsider initially, and then you bond with them by giving them gifts and talking to them, and there are holidays and birthdays and all these things throughout the town that you can participate in. Exactly the same as Stardew Valley. There's a mine where you get resources to upgrade your tools, same as Stardew Valley. The difference is Stardew Valley added some enemies and some combat. It added, over time, it added new areas. It added lots of secrets. In fact, there's a whole mechanic called secrets.
Fishing.
Fishing was in Harvest Moon.
Okay. Yeah.
Livestock and breeding and all that stuff is still in Harvest Moon.
Yeah.
So almost all of the aspects that Stardew Valley is known for started in Harvest Moon. In fact, Stardew Valley has these sort of mythical helper things.
Yeah, the little I can't remember what they're called.
Yeah, I don't remember. The little
Little
balls.
tubes. Yeah.
Yeah. That was in Harvest Moon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had gnomes.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
nobody else could see. You could give them gifts, and when they liked you enough, they would work on your farm for a little while.
Yeah, which
and
is
help.
exactly the same
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's interesting that Harvest Moon kind of strayed from that vision and got worse over time. And then Eric Baroni was like, "Why? I miss Harvest Moon.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna make my own dang
Yep.
Harvest Moon.
Yep.
And I'm gonna put combat in it.
Well, that's the same as Path of Exile, right?
Yeah. Yes, exactly. It's a strong way to start a business.
It is. It's like you're scratching your own itch.
Yeah, you look for an underserved,
Yeah.
potentially nostalgic aspect of an industry, and you tap into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read a thing is like you ask, like, say something's successful, like a restaurant, you ask what like the people like a really successful restaurant. You don't go and say, "Oh, what food do they make?"
Yeah.
You just try find out what they do wrong, and if you can do that good and have good food, then you're already better than them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
One thing I think is interesting about Stardew Valley is they've taken Harvest Moon was very much like idyllic rural town.
It's 3D as well, right? Wasn't it?
The later ones were, yes.
Yeah.
But like it started on Super Nintendo, which was
Oh, okay.
but what's interesting is like Stardew Valley has some of those aspects, but they also have like realism and like social commentary aspects to it. So there's a company called Joja
Yeah.
that is in the town, and the logo looks suspiciously like Amazon. And they have a supermarket.
And it's blue as well.
It's blue. I mean, they are quite dominant in their field. In fact, your character starts off working for Joja and quits to run this farm. And you can make a choice pretty early on whether or not like you want to help these sort of forest spirits with their tasks, or you just let Joja take control of the town.
Yeah.
And you don't really get punished either way.
Yeah.
But it kind of affects the way people sort of act, I
Interesting.
guess. Like,
I mean, in the community center, it gets
Yes.
is to like an actual warehouse or
yes,
whatever
they
it
turn
is.
into a JoJo warehouse, and you can soup up the warehouse and
Yeah.
take it up, and or you can make it feel like a little small town and like improve the community center, which is the harder path.
Right.
And you don't really get punished one way or the other.
Yeah.
It's really a personal choice.
But it's you would feel
it's a vibes thing.
But I think the ending, though, right? I read somewhere where that you don't get the perfect ending.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
I don't know. The ending is like 4 billion hours into the game, so it's never. That's not a focus for me.
Yeah.
But then they also have characters. There's that are a little more troubled than you would find in Harvest Moon. There's a sort of a hermit who lives in a tent.
I always give him parsnip, and he's really happy.
Yeah, he's an old, lovely man who goes through the rubbish and is like not treated all that well by the villagers, but you can be really nice to him. There's like an alcoholic guy.
Yeah, the guy smoking as well.
Yeah, there's an alcoholic bus driver who like she's having a really bad time until she starts driving the bus again.
There's an army guy who's got like PTSD or something.
Oh,
So they touch on like aspects of modern life and like the troubles of living in a small isolated town in a way that Harvest Moon doesn't, and I think that is quite appealing for at least our generation, which is we seek something that is a reflection of our lives to some degree. It's
less escapism.
There's definitely a lot of escapism,
But it's not like I mean, if Harvest Moon is pure escapism because it's like everything's happy and whatever. Like, what is it? Tom Nook is considered the worst guy, but like
in Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing.
Yeah. I mean, like in Animal Crossing, it's all happy and
yes.
and
Animal
whatever.
Crossing does not touch on real issues.
Yeah. But I mean, that's
other than the cost of a mortgage.
Sure, but that's like pure escapism. You can just be like, I'm just here.
Yes.
But like Harvest Moon, yes, there's escapism, obviously, but
there's social commentary.
There's interjected with real.
And I think
world
to
issues.
some degree that's also the difference between a team or company developing something and a solo individual company developing something who has something to say.
Yeah.
Like you can inject a voice, and you teams can do that as well. I think like the Death Stranding.
Yeah. He definitely says something.
He's
not sure what it is.
He's got a lot to say in all of his games.
Saying something.
Hard to parse it quite often, but he has a vision. And and he uses the team as an extension of himself to get his vision over the line.
It's a new Death Stranding coming out.
I think it's out.
Yeah,
and it looks beautiful, and I have no intention of ever playing it.
I don't want to side tangent too much, but I'm keen on playing that game, but I never finished the first one.
Oh, you never finished the game?
I never finished
Whoa,
it.
What a shocker.
I looked up. I thought I was like maybe.
Did you turn off the endings?
No,
I turn the endings off.
I turn off endings.
This is a running theme with Blake, which you would know because you're always on the podcast, where Blake will play a game, for example, Civilization, and then turn off all win objectives.
Oh.
Yeah, because I just want to keep going.
Isn't that weird?
I don't want to know. Okay, I mean, I have side tangented now, but specifically with Civilization, I don't like seeing a score because all I'm doing is chasing a score and making my score in whatever category higher than the others, then I don't feel like I'm actually enjoying the game. I just feel like I'm chasing a score.
I might blow your mind here. That's what real governments do. They chase a score.
Yeah.
Don't like it.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm never run for government.
No, I was going to say, like, you don't work for
Yeah.
Imagine if Blake was the Prime Minister of New Zealand and was just like, you know what? I'm just going to turn off the economy.
I don't
See what
need-
happens.
I don't need no polls.
I don't really want to know what other countries are doing.
I don't need to know.
I just want to, I'm going to vibes it a bit. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
I just worry about my country, and if my country's doing well,
Really
that's
going
all
to
that
focus on the
matters.
military for a while.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes you do. Honestly, military is one of the
Oh,
few
man.
like things I actually do look at where it's like, oh, if a neighbor is getting too powerful, I better like scale up.
Yeah. That's honestly probably wise. But, yeah. Well, so Stardew, interesting game.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I just yeah, I mean, I like the vibe, the whole, just cruising around doing your thing.
yeah, there are definitely
It's-
aspects of it I don't like.
Yes, yeah,
I think the community center stuff is frustrating.
yeah, and I feel like the NPCs could have more dialogue. There's not too much.
Yes.
It's almost linear a little bit, but
Yeah, you hit the stages, they update their dialogue, and that's just sort of
yeah,
goes in
yeah,
that order. I think there's also it can be punishing for someone who, okay, trying to play that game without looking stuff up is difficult, bordering on impossible to like get to some of those later unlockable things.
yeah,
The game will hint at some stuff.
Yeah.
But you unlock, for example, the community center, I think like something like halfway through your first summer. So you've already done a
Yeah.
month and a half of game. And the community center is a basically a quest hub. It's like we want you to harvest a bunch of these things and give it to these guys and you'll get something powerful. It might unlock, for example, the greenhouse, which lets you grow things year
Yeah.
round. But you've already blown past spring. So you've already lost an entire season worth of possible things you can collect.
yeah.
If you don't know to be saving some of everything you grow or find, then when you get to the community center, you're going to be like, I have to wait a full year
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
before I can actually
Well, there's
complete these things.
there's also the thing of like that people quite often do is they'll say a seed takes 2 weeks to grow,
Yeah.
and they plant it, but then in 1 week it's going to be winter, so it doesn't grow, stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
and you can
Yes.
just destroy all your progress.
Yeah.
I mean, knowing the seasons has got to be pretty like important.
I
for
think
a
it's just like
farming game.
it's like sometimes you don't think about that when you're playing a
Yeah.
game. You're like, even though you probably
Yeah.
in real life you would think about that,
Yeah.
but
You also don't know how long a season is until you've done a few
Yes.
seasons.
Yeah,
How many
yeah.
seasons? How many days do you think are in a season?
I don't know. How many days? How many in
How many guess? Just guess how many times you go to bed.
5?
That's a wild guess.
Yeah.
Wrong. Deeply wrong.
Deeply
Couldn't-
wrong. How many
almost
is it?
couldn't be more wrong. It's 28.
Jesus. Okay.
But that's like so.
Well,
It's,
how
it's,
long's a day?
It's 4 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Which you it makes sense when you've done it.
Yeah.
But like I'm pretty sure Harvest Moon was like 30.
but isn't a day 10 minutes in Stardew?
It's I think 15.
15, 10,
Yeah.
Okay.
But like that means if you've played like Harvest Moon or another game, you might have a certain expectation of the number of days or weeks or whatever, and it might not match up. And then you'll be like, it take 28. Oh, but these things will be harvestable tomorrow, and you go there tomorrow and they're weeds.
Yeah.
It's now winter.
Oh, it's like a hard cut.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
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 Everything that
Yep.
when you transition from spring to summer, there are some plants that survive, but most of them don't, and those will all just turn to just basically dead leaves. Yeah, there's a lot of things that unless you know to be looking out for them, you're just gonna get punished by it.
Yeah.
Things like knowing how to feed your chickens.
Right, I haven't even got to that part yet. Yeah,
Yeah, like you have to. You build a coop, sure. You need to make sure you're harvesting hay. You need a place to store the hay, which means you need to have a silo. You need to make sure that you're taking your hay out of your hopper and then putting it on the food rack.
yeah,
Otherwise, your chickens get angry. They don't start laying,
Yeah.
and then they might die.
yep.
If you leave a chicken out overnight, a fox might get it.
Yeah.
or something. An animal of
Yeah.
some sort will take your.
It's pretty hardcore.
Yeah. So, and these are all things that make logical internal sense when you know them,
Yeah.
but nothing in the game tells you build a silo, gather, cut your grass, get your hay, make sure that every day you're feeding your chickens.
It's like it you learn it by, I guess, failing it, but then
looking it up.
No, but I mean, I'm saying if you're not looking it up, you learn it by failure, right? Oh, a chicken got taken by a thing, so I remember. But then if it's something like planting crops, it's like the punishment then for failing is not like it's too big, because then you have to wait like a whole year.
Yeah.
So it just feels like there should be I don't know, it should be a little
little bit of wiggle room.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, I didn't plant this in time, but that's okay. There's these winter crops or whatever instead that I'll do, and I'll do the same kind of thing there.
Well, this is why I think this is like an example of a game where it broadly is forgiven by the community. It is a game that was originally developed for PC, online for like people to like. It has essentially a built-in community because people there's subreddits and forums and all whatever else.
Yeah.
So people discuss all these things. There's a extremely in-depth wiki to the point where like if you're reading about a single crop, that single crop page will be longer than like the page for like Einstein's theory of general relativity. Like it is longer and more in depth for any individual aspect of that game. I also think there are things that are just not intuitive, and also like I'm a gardener. I'm not like a super hardcore gardener, but I like to garden.
Yeah.
And there are things that are simply wrong, and it makes me angry. Like, there's corn is some crops you plant them, they grow, you harvest them, they're gone.
Yeah.
And so you plant them again.
Yeah.
An example of that is like radishes, right? It's a root, you grow under the ground, you pluck it out, it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In theory, you could like chop off the top of the radish and plant it.
You can.
In real life, there are ways to do it.
Yeah.
But broadly, you're selling the radish. That makes sense.
Yep.
Corn in the game is an example of a plant where you plant it, it grows, the corn sprouts, you harvest the corn, and then like in a few days you get more corn. You can now harvest it on a loop.
Oh, you just keep going.
Tomatoes are an example of a plant that does that in the game as well. Problem is, corn in real life is not a plant that does that. When you harvest the corn from the corn plant, the plant dies.
Oh, really?
It doesn't necessarily die. It just doesn't produce any more corn. It's a grass.
Right.
So it will produce its seeds, and then it will just sit there absorbing nutrients and doing nothing because it's done its job. So in real life, when you harvest the corn,
You pull the whole thing out.
pull it out.
Yeah.
It becomes feed on farms. It becomes a feed called silage. That you have to ferment so cattle can eat it. But like, you don't leave the corn on the ground. No. And in this game, it can live in the ground for 2 seasons. That's wrong.
Yeah.
Also, I'm sorry, chickens don't eat hay.
True.
Chickens don't eat hay. They eat seed.
That's funny.
They eat bugs. They eat lizards.
Yeah.
And they'll eat almost anything.
And you have seeds in the game, so why not just add that?
They'll eat almost anything. They won't eat hay though.
No.
You can't just give chickens straw.
Yeah.
They will die.
They nest. I mean, they nest in it. That's what
totally.
They're using it for that.
Yeah. They'll lay eggs.
Yeah.
They'll march around. They'll kick it up and go digging for bugs in it, but they will not eat hay.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That is actually funny that they made.
It's just, I as a game designer, this is something I personally struggle with, which is like, where can you draw the line between realism and fun?
Yeah.
And like it's an example of a case where I think you could have swapped it around. I think that there are things in the game which in real life you can harvest repeatedly, and in the game you can only harvest once. I'm pretty sure bell peppers is one of those, or something.
And like beans as well, right?
Beans you can harvest repeatedly, which is true.
Yeah.
You can harvest beans repeatedly in real life. But there are certain things where like they've got it flipped around. With corn, you can't keep harvesting it, but in the game you can. And there are things in the game where you can't keep harvesting it, but in real life you can. And I don't know if it was like a design choice or just ignorance and that just stuck around. Who knows? But as someone who has played the game but also has grown these things, it bugs me enough that I needed to mention.
yeah.
Yep.
That's
So that's
interesting.
Stardew.
Yeah. It's fun.
It is fun.
Yeah. It's a game.
Yeah, I get why it's popular,
Yeah.
and it's got lots of weird stuff.
Yeah.
Like you can.
A lot of people on YouTube make videos of, oh, what happens if you block this guy and he doesn't go to this
Yeah.
way when it's raining acid and all this
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's
Yeah.
there's lots of weird edge
Yeah.
cases and handling for a lot of interesting things.
Yeah.
But there's stuff like just weird choices for content. For example, you can dig up fossils and stuff in the game. One of the fossils you can dig up is a dinosaur egg, and generally you're gonna just give these things to the museum as a little collection. But if you've got a dinosaur egg and you've got an incubator in your chicken coop,
You can hatch it?
you can spend 2 weeks hatching it, and then you'll have a dinosaur. And every week or whatever, that dinosaur will lay an egg, and you can just make another dinosaur.
Yeah.
What?
You can become a dinosaur farmer.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, and there's certain things that it says for you to donate to the museum or to donate to someone,
Yeah.
but it's actually beneficial to keep a hold of it until you get a second one of that item.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're thinking
So-
of the prismatic gem?
Just stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's lots of things, and some of those things.
Well, and the same as dinosaur egg, because if you
Yeah.
don't get any more,
Yes,
You
you hatch
can't
that
get it.
first one so you can keep producing more.
yeah, and then you could give one of those eggs to the museum later.
Oh, so you
Yeah.
can just like endlessly give dinosaur eggs to the museum.
Well, you can only give things to the museum once,
Oh, I see.
but if you gave away your dinosaur egg,
Yeah,
the first
you-
one
you
to
only
the
got-
museum,
Yep.
You
Okay,
can't
could
get
be-
them anymore.
it could
Yeah.
be ages before you find another one.
Oh yeah. All that,
Um,
yeah.
What kind of dinosaur is it?
It's not a real dinosaur. It's like it's
It's just a
quote
lizard
unquote
looking
dinosaur. It's just like a weird little
It's a
lumpy
dinosaur
lizard guy.
biscuit.
Oh,
I got my first dinosaur egg, I think, by killing a dinosaur in a special mine.
Oh right.
whoa!
Yeah,
This game is wild.
yeah. You
Yeah.
can you can go fishing in lava. There
What do you
there's
get? Lava fish?
Yeah. There's a thing called a lava eel.
Do you know about the lava area?
Yeah.
Like where the little
Yes.
do you know what you do there?
You go fishing, don't you?
No, it says you don't mind me spoiling, I guess.
No, go for
Yeah,
it.
yeah. There's literally a doll that you can get.
Yeah.
I don't know where you get the doll from, but if you get that, you throw it into the pit,
Yeah.
and a big worm comes out,
Uh-huh.
and it drops an item. And if you take that item to a certain area, it opens a portal to another game. I can't remember the game, and a cat comes out, and it gives you a cat sword. Yeah,
What?
yeah,
This actually rings a bell because there were some crossovers.
Yes.
There's Terraria
yeah.
weapons.
It's a Terraria
Ah.
weapon.
Is it a Terraria weapon?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So there's. Oh yes, because I think in Terraria there's like a lava boss that you throw an item into the lava and you
Yeah,
fight the
so
lava.
that's probably what.
So there's like
Oh.
there's
There's a
little
tie back to
references.
that,
So
yeah.
so if you knew Terraria and you found this item, you'd be like, hey,
You
this
might
is
you
just-
might
You might make the
You might make
yeah,
the connection, yeah.
yeah.
And I this is the sort of stuff I really quite like, these little weird Easter eggs where you have this cross knowledge, or you're lucky enough to be one of the 10,000 people
Yeah.
Who got
find it,
so yeah, yeah.
and then you do it. That's all cool, and if you put enough of that stuff in the game, that makes for a really
Pretty
cool,
cool.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely fosters a community.
Yes, but
yeah,
you
100%.
cannot repeat farm corn. I'm really sorry, you just can't do it.
Okay.
You can't do it.
Oh, I add corn into my game and you do it properly.
Also,
It's the only thing you can farm.
real talk, if you tried to plant one corn plant and you just left it there, you would never get corn.
Oh, really? It needs
In
more.
real life,
It needs. Oh, it needs.
in real life, you need a massive field of corn for it to self-pollinate.
Right.
Or
Oh,
else,
really?
yes.
Oh.
Or else you need to tear off the little pollen stems
And
you
do
need
it
to
yourself.
brush it, comb it
Oh,
over the
wow.
little
Yeah,
these little
yeah.
hairs that dangle out.
Yeah.
That's how real corn is grown. I've done it. I've made some delicious corn, and it
Nice.
took work.
Wow.
Sure.
Isn't corn like a heavily modified through? No, I mean, not through like scientific genetic engineering, but through just agricultural.
Everything we eat.
over
is. Everything we eat is.
because it was like what maize or something when it first.
Yes.
was-
Yes.
you-
Yeah. Almost everything we eat
Yeah.
has been selectively
Yeah, yeah.
bred
Well, they had
for
those.
thousands of years.
They had those tomato seeds from
the
like
heirloom tomatoes. Yeah.
from from like thousands. Maybe they are those from like thousands of years ago that
Yeah.
were found in some crypt somewhere.
Yeah.
and they actually got them to grow.
Yeah.
and they looked like freaking monster.
Yeah. They
things.
look totally different.
Yeah,
Like, I mean,
and bananas
do you-
look
do you know-
inedible.
Yeah, yeah.
do you know what a brassica is?
No.
Brassica is a family of plants, and most of our diet consists of it.
Yeah.
So, broccoli,
Oh,
Brussels
yeah.
sprouts, cabbage, cauliflower, bok choy. No, maybe not bok choy. Choy sum, maybe. Guylan, definitely. Almost every kale.
Oh, yeah.
If it's a leafy green that not like lettuce,
Yeah.
or if it is like an edible flower with like a stem that you can eat or whatever, it's probably a brassica.
Yeah.
And these I don't know what the original brassica is, but there was some plant, the original brassica, and it had some edible aspect to it, and they started selectively breeding it in lots and lots and lots of different directions.
Wow.
Ooh, okay.
And now we have
That's amazing.
dozens of foods that are just the same
So
plant.
Yeah, that's
So-
amazing.
so vegetables and dogs are very similar.
Yeah.
Not just vegetables and dogs.
In that way.
Like almost everything.
Yeah.
Cattle.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
chickens.
Yeah.
I mean, although some of these have kind of gone in the other direction as well, right? So like, there's this idea of a monoculture. This is a video game podcast. What are we talking about here? But like wheat, right? There's basically, I don't know how many kinds of wheat there are, but like wheat is a grass. But it's a grass that we've created over thousands and thousands of years. We have selectively reproduced it, do this one thing and do it extremely efficiently.
Yeah.
It just grows, it makes seed, you chop it down, you use it to feed the cattle or you compost it or whatever else. And you grind up the seed because it makes good flour.
Yep.
And there are thousands and thousands and thousands of acres of fields that just have this one kind of seed, and they're genetically virtually identical, if not exactly identical.
I heard something crazy exactly like that with the Granny Smith apples, that they are all clones from like some original.
Almost everything in the grocery store is a clone.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's also kind of sad.
Amazing.
It's good from a consumer expectation standpoint, right? You go there, you buy an apple, you know exactly what you're getting.
Yeah.
But it means like if there's a disease and it happens to target a specific kind of apple, apples are done.
Yeah.
Well,
That was a risk for bananas.
yes, it was bananas.
20 years ago, something
yeah.
like that.
Well, there's that thing of like those banana candies, right? They have this like very that flavor that you associate with banana.
Yeah.
Isn't really how a current banana tastes.
Yeah.
But it is how bananas used to taste.
Wait, really?
Yeah, because that disease that you're talking about, there was two types of banana around the world.
That's right.
One of them got wiped out by a
Cavendish and
disease.
something
Yeah,
else.
one of them got wiped out by a disease.
Yeah.
And the other is the one that we've got now.
Yeah.
And the previous one had that
Flavor?
that flavor.
I don't like bananas.
I like bananas. Bananas are good.
So I don't like banana candy either. Something about bananas doesn't.
You're not
sit
a
right
fan?
with me. No.
You should see like a wild banana.
I'm pretty sure bananas aren't even in Stardew Valley. Now that I think about it.
Maybe not.
What a weird
No
omission.
bananas. No
You
bananas.
can grow coconuts. You can grow cacti.
That's wild. You can grow coconuts.
We have bananas in Path of Exile.
Oh, maybe you can't grow coconuts, but you can find.
Getting back to
The-
the other Easter egg that you put into Kingsmarch.
Yeah, I made one of the alleyways look like Banana from Counter-Strike.
Banana from Counter-Strike.
Banana is an area in Counter-Strike
Yeah.
called an Inferno, the map
Okay.
Inferno.
Yeah.
It's an alleyway that's shaped like a banana,
Okay.
and
It's been about 20 years since I played
yeah,
Inferno, I'm pretty sure.
but it's always been called Banana.
Okay.
And so I remade it in Kingsmarch, and I put a little banana there. Yeah. And then Jeff made in the patch notes.
yeah.
He copied a reference to the Counter-Strike April Fool's joke they did, where they resized banana to make it feel like the real banana. It was just an April Fool's joke.
Nice.
And he added that patch note into our game.
Right.
Or adjusted
Awesome.
banana to make it feel like to make it feel like Kingsmarch. Yeah.
pretty cool.
And then now it's in the wiki, and there's like a whole lore about it. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. I was actually hoping that someone would make lore up about my picture,
Your picture is
but it's very hard to
quite
see.
hard to
Well,
see.
listener, you're out there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
make up a
You
story.
make up a story.
But the funny thing is that is your LinkedIn profile?
It's my LinkedIn. It's
Yeah.
my Facebook.
Yeah, it's all over your socials now. Is the
Yeah.
exact same like picture of you as a kid,
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
fancy lad,
Yeah.
like Renaissance
Yeah.
costume.
If I still worked there, I would definitely find a way to spin off something. Like, it wouldn't be hard. You'd have an NPC, and it'd be like they're the cousin of the prince of some
Yeah.
place who died
Yeah.
a century.
It's Doriani's
ago or whatever,
nephew.
you know, like his painting's hanging up and over the Hogshead Tavern
Yeah.
or whatever. Like, you know, it's just some throwaway line, and now you
Yeah.
have something.
I love it. I've been trying to get more Easter eggs in. It earlier on through most of production, it was actually quite difficult because we were on just get the thing made. We should be focusing on actually making it, not what funny little things we can put in. But now that it's like we're sort of on the polish phase, it's like, oh, let's add this in and let's add that in, and have an MTX coming that I've added a Easter egg to.
Ooh. Well, when that comes out, you can talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
We are basically out of time. Is there anything anybody wanted to mention before?
G Police.
iRacing.
iRacing.
iRacing is pretty cool,
No,
actually.
don't want to hear about it. If you got questions, you can email friendstyquestions@gmail.com. You can just leave comments. You can listen to us on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, all the podcast apps. We're on all the social medias. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all the things that bolster numbers / that other more professional outlets ask you to do.
I've been making shorts.
Yeah,
As you can see, I'm wearing.
Jorts, really.
Yeah.
I actually saw one as well.
Yeah?
And I was like, oh, sick.
Yeah. They have gotten way more watches than normal episodes.
they really work.
They really pop off.
Yeah.
So I'm
I
like, I'm
wonder
going to
if
be
they-
making more.
I wonder if they direct anybody to actually listen to the full
Well,
thing.
I feel like, I mean, we didn't. I feel like there was a small bump in the last episode after I started putting them out. Not a lot. Like it had already been out.
This is excellent. Like you're discovering like social media tactics from 10 years ago. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
It's great. I love it. I love it because I'm not doing any of this.
Yeah,
So-
no, it's all me.
You're doing amazing.
It's actually quite fun doing the shorts. I knew I had thought about doing them for ages,
Yeah.
but I was like, oh, it's a lot of work and blah blah
Yeah.
blah. But like,
I saw the you showed me the wolf
yeah, I showed you one. Yeah.
one, but
There's a good one. I thought it was good of you complaining about how about
that
you.
sentence could start off and go in so many directions. Oh man.
No, there's a good one about you complaining about how you have finished Elden Ring and yet your opinion on it is considered wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't finished Elden Ring.
That's valid.
It's a great game, right?
Yeah, it's great.
Well, some people think so.
I played all the Armored Core games.
Okay.
So when I
yeah.
was a kid, I wanted to work for FromSoft. And then when what's the other one's called?
Dark Souls?
Dark Souls came out. I was like, what's this game? Ugh.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Dark
Yeah.
Souls.
Correct.
I mean, you said not to talk about this, but like Dark Souls was one of those word by mouth games for me, where it was like the more I heard about it and the weird as like interactions and things,
Yeah.
and the weird like puzzle
Yep,
stuff,
yep.
that definitely fueled me like playing it.
Yep.
But then I think I do kind of agree that they started going too far down that thing. Like
There's-
the invisible turtle is like, I think a few steps in a wrong direction now.
That's kind of I guess my point is like there are cool Easter eggs,
Yeah.
and having that be a thing that you discover on like there's communities and it builds that kind of thing. But then if there's like core gameplay elements that require you to talk to a community, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah. I mean, they heavily rely on that with the messages on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
because
yeah.
the invisible turtle thing, I only found because there's messages all over the ground saying "dog here."
Finger,
but then you
butthole.
talk about
Yeah.
but then you talk about the one that's like there's an invisible turtle on the other side of some area,
Dude.
and I'm like, now you're getting too out of control.
Man, game is dumb. All right, we're done.
Yeah.
Bye.
Leave it on a high note.
Friendstyquestion@gmail.com. Do it. Just do it.
Ask more G Police questions
Yes, please.
Bring
and iRacing questions.
Yeah.
Email us. Tell me what G Police is. Tell me what iRacing is, so we can not talk about it next week either. I'll be back in 2 weeks, as always.
As always.
Bye.
Did I ever tell you I left the oven element on for like 4 days without realizing?
No, what the fuck?
It's super dangerous.
That's a good one.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're worried about the heat pump, but you left the oven element on. For
Yeah. So
4
now
days.
you know what I do? I turn it off at the wall. So even if I've forgotten to turn the thing, it's off. It wasn't glowing. That's how I left. It wasn't like so hot that it was glowing. It was on low because I left something to simmer.
Isn't there a light on there that shows you when something's on though?
No, not for the element. For the oven, for the inside oven, there is. And then I noticed it was on. I was like, hey, did somebody turn this on? And they're like, no. And I was like, the last time I used it was probably like three days ago.
Dude.
And I was like, oh my God.
That's bad, man.
Well, another thing is I had family staying last weekend, and I just noticed on Friday that my back door had been unlocked all week.
Oh.